Dereta, dereta, dereta. Stoppa, stoppa, stoppa. Ok, ok. Hop, 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 hop. Non è muova. Ah, l'asparagus.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Stephanie and I have another video for you guys this week. So welcome back to my channel. So in this video today, I'm going to be discussing how I decided to become a PA and basically what was my timeline from when I graduated from high school to my undergraduate years to when I got accepted to PA school. So I wanted to discuss that timeline for those of you who are in high school who are interested in applying to PA school, or for those of you who are even undecided or are in your undergraduate years and don't know what to do. So I just wanted to talk about that. Hopefully my experience helped you guys out. And why don't we start? So I graduated high school in 2010 and I wanted to become a dentist. Yes, I wanted to become a dentist. The reason why I wanted to become a dentist is that I had issues with my teeth. I have braces and I haven't been wearing my retainer, hence why my two incisors are just going like this and they're going underneath each other. If you notice whenever I talk, so I have to get braces probably again. But yes, I had really bad teeth when I was in high school. They were really bad where I couldn't close my mouth, so I had an overgap and my teeth were just all over the place. I had teeth all the way up here, here, here. They were just really bad. So my parents at the time couldn't afford braces. So we traveled to Mexico to get my braces where they're a lot cheaper. So I got braces then. And I just got really interested with the dentistry field because I saw the miracle that braces did once they took them off and how it really boosted up my confidence, because I had a really low confidence because of my teeth, and how it was able to change my life. And I was able to close my mouth, be able to chew food properly, and had a better smile. So that's why I was interested in dentistry. So I graduated from high school. I went straight into community colleges because I wanted to pay school out of pocket. I didn't want to get any loans, so this is why I decided to attend community colleges. I started working for IHOP. Yes, I was working for IHOP as a waitress, and I worked on the weekends while I attended school during the week. So during this time, I'm following the pre-dental route, pre-dental. And then when I was following my pre-dental route, I decided that dental school is probably too long for me, so I want to do dental hygiene, which is individuals who clean your teeth, for those of you who get your regular dental visits a year. So I decided to do that. So I switched from pre-dental to, it's like the same track as pre-dentistry and pre-nursing and pre-dental hygiene. So it's that same track. So I left this track and I went this other track. So I was still going to Alamo colleges, still taking my classes at the Alamo colleges, which is in San Antonio. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. So I was taking classes at the Alamo colleges, very cheap. I think I would pay about $800, $1,000 at most per semester, and that was for more than 15 hours if I took a full course load. And that was affordable to me because I still live with my parents. My parents helped me out with my vehicle, so I was able to drive my car. I didn't have to pay many bills. I just had to pay for my school. So I was able to work on the weekends and attend school, and just college in general. Community colleges were very affordable for me, so that's why I decided to attend community colleges. So I started taking on my classes for dental hygiene, etc. And then in 2013, when I was almost done for all my prerequisite classes and I was getting ready to apply to the dental hygiene program, I actually started shadowing dentists during that time and dental hygienists because I wanted to get to know a little bit more about the dentistry field. Even though I only had the experience with dentistry with my braces, that was it. So I wanted to shadow dentists and dental hygienists a little bit more. So after shadowing dental hygienists and dentists, I decided that I want to become a dentist. So I changed my mind once again. I didn't want to become a dental hygienist. I want to become a dentist. And I told myself, I'm young, I don't have any kids, etc. So I'm gonna become a dentist and go full out. So I then changed back my degree. So I went from pre-nursing, pre-dental hygiene, and had to change it back to the dental or medical degree pathway. So most of the classes I had taken for pre-nursing and pre-dental hygiene were not validated for the medical or pre-dentistry pathway. For example, one of the biology classes I took was for nursing, and medical school and dental school wanted a biology degree that was non-nursing, so I had to retake that class. So that put me a year back. I also was able to attend a program in 2014. It's called SMDEP. It's called Summer Medical Dental and Educational Program. It was during the summer of 2014. It was 2 months. And during that time, I was still pre-dentistry, so it was a program meant for underserved families or students. And you go, and I really, really recommend this program for those of you who are undergraduate students, because it's only for undergraduate students, specifically for those of you who are in your freshman or sophomore year. It's a program developed for students that are interested in the dentistry or medical program. Now it's actually changed. I think it's called SHPEP, so it's called SHPEP, Summer Health Professions Educational Program. So before, when it was only medical and dentistry, now it's actually, you get exposed to a lot more careers. So during that time in 2014, I was exposed to the dentistry field and the medical field. So I was able to shadow dental students, whether it was in oral maxillofacial surgery, residents, etc. And it was a great program. I didn't have to pay a dime for it. They actually gave you a stipend weekly. And on top of that, you eat for free, and they pay for your housing. So I lived in San Antonio, and I traveled to Houston because it was in Houston. We stayed at the Rice University dorms, and it was all paid for, free. I learned a lot of information, and on top of that, I got tuition. So I really, really recommend this program for those of you who are interested in the medical field or even the dentistry field. So I got a lot more exposure through this program to the dental field. Like I said, now it's called SHPEP. I think now you get more exposure to more healthcare careers aside from dentistry and medicine. So you get exposed to the PA profession, nurse practitioner, etc. So it's a lot more things you get exposed for than just becoming a doctor and becoming a dentist. So it's amazing. I really, really recommend it. So through this program, I learned a lot about the medical career, and I actually liked it a lot. So I came back, and I was still indecisive. I actually ended up applying to dental school. I even took the DAT, so the dental admissions test. I took the DAT. It was a really, really hard exam. I took it, and to be honest, I didn't do that well, but I did mediocre. I still applied to dental school, and I got rejected. So then, during that time, I was still shadowing dentists, etc. This was in 2014, and I took a year off because I wanted to work. So I was working a lot to save up money, and during that year that I took off, I was working a lot. So I'm sorry guys, let me go back. So I graduated from high school, I started working at IHOP, and then after that I started working at Target, and then after that I got a job working for a hospital as a registrar. So if you know what a registrar is, registrars are individuals who take insurance information, collect copays, collect demographics from patients like your address, name, next of kin, etc. So that's what I did, and I worked in the emergency room, and I thought this job was perfect for me because I was able to work 12-hour shifts on the weekends overnight, and this allowed me to attend school during the week. So I really, really enjoyed this job, and during this job and during this time, I got a lot of exposure to the medical field. So this is where I learned about what a PA is, because I got to work alongside a lot of PAs, and I learned what they did, etc. Because before this, I didn't know what a PA was. I didn't even know what a PA existed, to be honest with you guys. So I just knew about doctors and nurses, and that was it. So through this job, I was able to learn what a PA is, what a nurse practitioner is, what they do, etc. So I really, really fell in love with the career. And after talking to a lot of PAs and their experiences and how much they love their job, it really motivated me to want to become a PA. So I worked in this hospital from 2012 until 2016. So then in 2014, I took a year off, and during that time, I was just working in a lot of hospitals throughout San Antonio. I worked in a psych hospital, I worked in a kidney transplant hospital. I worked in a downtown hospital where we had gunshot wounds come in. I remember my first gunshot wound patient that came in. I was really confused because I didn't know what to do with the patient. I told them to stand there and wait. And I remember the nurses screaming at me, telling me like, no, that patient needs to go back. We need to put him on a stretcher, etc. They need to be examined. They might be transferred. So it was a really, really unique experience. So I got a lot of experience working downtown, working with trauma patients, since most of our downtown patients were trauma. I got exposed to necrotizing fasciitis. If you're not aware of that, that's a really, really disgusting smell that I still remember. Basically, it's a bacteria that starts eating at your flesh and eats away at your flesh. So I was exposed to stuff like that, a lot of diabetes, patients that had to get their limbs amputated because of diabetes. Downtown, we had a lot of Hispanic patients, so I was able to practice my Spanish, translating for the doctors and nurses, etc. We had overdoses, etc. So during that year, I worked a lot. There would be weeks where I worked 60 hours or more, so I was able to get a lot of overtime, and thankfully I was able to save all that money. So then I decided I wanted to pursue the PA career. So I was able to graduate with my associates in biology, and then after that I attended a university. So I attended Texas A&M University in San Antonio. It's not the Kingsville one, but it's a branch that they have in San Antonio. So I attended the school. The reason why I attended the school because it was very, very affordable for me, and I was able to pay it out of pocket because I wasn't taking any loans. I didn't have any loans from the moment I graduated high school till now, except for my car loan. But besides that, I had no bills except for school. So it was very affordable, and this is why I attended the school. Even though it was about 40 minutes away from my house, it was very, very cheap, so I decided to attend the university. So I got my bachelor's degree from there, and I graduated in 2016. During that time, I did research. I took a parasitology class, and I really, really enjoyed learning about parasites, infectious diseases, etc. So I approached my professor who teaches the parasitology class, and I asked her if I could do research with her, and she agreed. So I was able to do research with her, myself and my sister, and I learned a lot. I did research with her for 2 years where we went throughout the city of San Antonio, and we basically just investigated what type of mosquitoes are found in San Antonio. And this was during the Zika outbreak, for those of you who remember. The Zika outbreak, the mosquito that was transmitting diseases in South American countries. So it was interesting because that mosquito is actually found in the city of San Antonio. So we were able to get grants from the city of San Antonio during this time because they wanted to know what type of mosquitoes are found in San Antonio and what areas have the highest amount of mosquitoes. So I did this 2 years. It was during the summer only, and I was able to add this experience to my PA school application. So I graduated in 2016 with my bachelor's in biology, and I applied to PA school that year. So the first time I applied, I got rejected. So that first year that I applied, I was still trying to work as much as I could, trying to gain experience, healthcare experience. I had no patient care experience, so I got a job at an urgent care clinic where I worked as a front desk, so checking in people. And I had told my manager that I was interested in becoming a PA and also the medical assistant, so they trained me working back office. So they trained me as a medical assistant. And this is where I gained most of my patient care experience because I had over 4,000 hours of healthcare experience since I had worked in the hospital for about 5 years already. And I had worked in several settings, ER, surgery, psychiatry, labor and delivery. So I had experience working in healthcare experience, but no patient care experience. And that's what lacked my application the first time I applied. So that's why I made sure that I had patient care experience the second time I applied. And I got this through my second job, which was my urgent care clinic job. So during that year since I had already graduated school, I made sure I was still adding to my application in case I didn't get accepted in. So I was able to get patient care experience hours, and I was working 2 jobs at the time. So I was working both my urgent care job and also the hospital job. So I was working both of them, and during that time I was also able to save a lot of money for PA school. And then during that time I got married. My husband is military, so my husband got stationed in El Paso. So from San Antonio we moved to El Paso in 2017, late 2017. And I remember in December is when I got accepted to PA school, and which was amazing. It was December of 2017 I got accepted to PA school. And then in 2018, I just enjoyed life until I started PA school. And yeah, that was basically my timeline from the moment I graduated from high school to when I got accepted into PA school. So PA was not in my mind when I graduated in PA school PA was not in my mind when I graduated from high school, because I did not know what a PA was. I didn't know what they did, etc. So thankfully, through the hospital job that I worked, I was able to learn what a PA is, how they work independently, how they work alongside doctors, and just how the schooling is. And I felt like I wanted to do this. It was a lot more appealing to me than dentistry, because after shadowing dentists, I didn't feel like it was appealing. It didn't interest me. I didn't want to be doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not trying to talk bad about dentistry, because it's a job that I really respect. And a lot of the friends that I met at the program in 2014 that I'm still friends with, some of them are in dental school already. They're about to finish their last year, and they love their career. They love the school. They love being a dentist. They love the fact that they're going to become a dentist. But I just thought that dentistry was not for me. So I wanted to do medicine, but I didn't want to go to school for such a long time. And when I learned about the PA career, I fell in love, and I wanted to become a physician assistant. So I made sure that I had the proper prerequisites, even though it kind of pushed me back. As you can tell, I graduated in 2010, and I got accepted to PA school in 8 years. In 2018. So it was about 8 years in between where I was going back and forth between dentistry, dental hygiene, medicine, etc. So that pushed me back because I was just very undecisive. And when I learned about the PA career, I'm like, I want to do this. I'm going to gain healthcare experience. I'm going to gain patient care experience. And I'm going to apply to PA school. Even though it took me 2 times to apply to PA school, I was finally accepted the second time. So if you are in high school and you don't know what you want to do, start shadowing. Start shadowing PAs, start shadowing doctors, start shadowing nurses, dentists, etc. That way you know more about the career, and that way you can see whether you like doing that and whether you can see yourself doing that. And that's what I was able to do. I was able to shadow dental hygienists, dentists, and then I found out that I didn't want to do that. So thankfully, by working alongside PAs, I really liked how they worked. Working in the emergency room, I really liked working in the emergency room. So hopefully once I graduate from PA school, I'd like to work in the emergency room, since I've been doing that for the past 5 years. I really like that. So that was just my experience. If you guys have any questions for me, comment below. If any feedback for me for the videos, if I talk too much, if I talk too slow, etc., please let me know, because I'm trying to make better quality videos for you guys. Alright guys, thanks for watching my videos, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.